Anymore.
There are people everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's chaos.
Chaos.
People are buying and trying to buy, get the best, get the freshest.
What type of things are they selling in the market?
There's food. There's pots. I see bread. Loaves.
Loaves of bread.
And I see vegetables. Everybody has sandals and they're scurrying. It's like the market just opened.
Oh. Is the marketplace indoors or outdoors?
It's outdoors.
Does it seem to be day or night?
It's day. And there's sand on the ground.
Oh. Sand on the ground. What else do you notice?
I'm just standing there watching.
Can you tell me anything about the stalls or any of the buildings?
They're like overhangs, like tent type of things. I see sticks with fabric, like blankets across the top. There's some open area. And whatever is right next to me, everybody wants it.
What do you know about what's next to you?
I can't see in there. They're all crowded around, but it sounds like they want some sort of food.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait. There's someone there. They're listening to her. They want her to tell them something.
Can you see who they're listening to?
Oh, it's the first time I saw her too.
What does she look like? Can you describe her?
She has a dark hair. And she has a scarf over her head, or I don't even know what those things are called. And it's white. And she has dark skin. And she's...
What is it about this woman that is so special they want to listen to her?
She's telling them about Jesus.
And how do they seem to react about that?
They want to know. They want to know. They want to know the truth. Was he real? Is it just all a story?
What does she seem to think about it?
She's telling them to believe that he spoke the truth and he continues to speak the truth. Even when you can't see him.
What truth does she tell of?
Of life, of love.
Yeah.
And she sees me.
What does she do when she sees you?
She's telling me to come to her and to sit.
Wonderful. Does that feel like something you would like to do?
Yes, but I'm also scared.
Of course.
I don't feel worthy.
Don't feel worthy of going to talk to her.
No, I don't think I've lived a good life.
Would she call you over if she didn't think you were worthy?
No, I don't believe so.
Well, I wonder why she's calling you over then.
She sees me. She sees me. Not just my physical self, but she sees me. She sees what's inside of me.
There must be something inside of you that she wants to call over. What do you feel? Do you feel like you want to go over?
Yeah, I'm taking a step.
Wonderful. Feel yourself walking over there. How does it feel to approach her?
I feel safe.
Good. She sounds very important. And notice how you seem to relax in her presence. What has shifted in you that makes you feel safe?
She's connected to me.
Ah, of course. How do you feel about her?
I feel like she has so much to teach me.
Yes. Do the others who are listening, do they seem to acknowledge you?
No.
I don't. Just.
But somehow that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's just the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they don't see. They're
Mm-hmm.
still asking her questions. But they don't see that she's occupied.
What is she occupied with?
With me.
Yeah. How does she react to you as you come over?
First, she had a stern look on her face. Like she knew that if she wasn't, I wouldn't take the steps.
Yeah. Ah. Mm-hmm. Does that change in any way?
Yes. Now that I'm sitting with her, she's holding my hands. She's looking at me
Mm-hmm.
with such love, like a mother.
Yes.
She knows that I have a deep hurt.
Yes. You have a deep hurt. Mm-hmm.
And that I have only done what I knew to do.
How does she understand all of this?
She comes from that too.
Oh, tell me more about that. Tell me more about how she recognizes this.
She knows what it's like to think that the physical touch is the only love that there is.
Yes.
And that to seek that. And then to live by that.
Mm-hmm.
She's telling me that God never abandoned me.
That God never abandoned you.
And that even when I didn't know he was there, or who he was, that he's always been.
Mm-hmm.
That as sure as she's holding my hand, so is he.
How does it feel to receive this message?
I don't know. It's so much. I feel joy. I feel peace. I feel like I can forgive myself. never held it against me.
No. He never did. How do you acknowledge this message to her?
I'm just crying. Just like now.
And how does she react to your tears?
She just touches them. And she holds my face.
Yes.
And she lets me cry.
Yes. How does it feel to release all of that?
I feel grounded.
Yes.
I feel like I can be.
Feel like you can be.
Wherever that is. Whether that's in my body. Or energy just flowing. And connecting.
Let's speak a moment about the physical body. Does it feel male or female?
It feels female.
Does it feel young or old?
It feels young.
Healthy or unhealthy?
Not sure.
Of course. Can you tell me a bit more about what you're wearing besides the sandals?
It's very colorful.
Mm-hmm.
It's gold.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if like a dancer.
Ah, tell me about that.
I see gold dangling from the rim.
Ah.
I'm not humble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm flamboyant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dressed for attention.
Ah.
And but my insides don't necessarily match because the attention I have gotten is not the one that I want.
What attention have you gotten?
It's all sexual.
Mm-hmm. What attention would you want?
Love.
Mm-hmm.
Kindness.
Yes.
Caring.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen snippets of that.
Yes.
But they were only to get more of the sexual favors. Fooled me.
Yes.
And Mary's telling me, I know, but God won't fool you.
Mm-mm. So I wonder why you would be seeking this attention, the wrong kind of attention. What does that do?
It stops me.
Stops you. How?
I feel a sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody left me.
Oh,
I was abandoned.
abandoned. Let's leave this scene. Let's drift and float to find out what happened. Going back to find out about why this person left and what happened. We're floating back, and now we're there. Can you tell me what you notice?
They're dead.
Oh. And so what are your surroundings?
Everybody's dead.
Everybody's dead.
And house that are left behind are crying. I'm crying. They're covered.
And they're covered. And tell me, do you see anything that may have killed them?
It's like warts all over their body.
Warts all over their bodies. Mm-hmm. Do you have any of these warts on your body?
No.
No. And about the people that are dead there, can you tell me, are they in a house or are they outside?
They're in a cold place.
A cold place.
It's like they've been taken there. Like
Oh.
they were taken there to be isolated.
Oh.
And some places where they were cared for.
Mm.
And my parents went there to care for them. They gave so much and then they got it.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
And now I'm alone.
And now you're alone. And so who's left to care for you?
No one.
No one's left to care for you.
No. Their family didn't want them to go. They didn't want them to go help.
Why did they help?
He said it was what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Even if they couldn't heal them, they needed to help them.
And you didn't go with them?
They didn't want me to get sick. So I only brought things to them.
Yes. And so what happened when you discovered that they were all dead?
I was lost.
Lost.
And the others,
What about
they're young too. They're lost. We didn't know what to do.
No, didn't know what to do. Oh, I see. How did you come to be at this place to discover what happened?
I was bringing them food
Mm-hmm.
and water.
Food and water.
And it's beside me now, but they couldn't. There wasn't.
No. So now let's leave this scene, this sad scene, and let's move back to when you're younger. Let's move back to before they left. We're going back to when you were much younger, before they decided to go and help those who were sick. We're going back, and now we're there. Let me know what you see or notice around you.
My mom is cooking.
Mm-hmm. Good. What are you doing?
I'm helping.
God, how can you help?
Bringing her the foods that she's putting in the pot.
God. Do you notice anyone else there besides you two?
My dad.
What's he doing?
He's singing.
Oh, I see. Why does he sing?
He's happy. He's flirting with my mom.
Yeah. Can you tell me a bit about your surroundings?
There's a window. The curtain is open to let the sun in.
Mm-hmm.
She's cooking dinner.
Mhm.
And there's 2 pallets over the floor.
Mm-hmm.
One big one for them,
Mm-hmm.
and then one for me.
Mm.
There's a table.
Mm-hmm. What is the table for?
It's where we sit to eat,
Mm.
sometimes to sew.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, on this table is a meal all set and ready. You can see it very clearly. Tell me about the foods you see there.
Freshly cooked bread.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it's round, it's brown, and it has dustings of the flour still on it.
Mm-hmm.
The plate.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a candle. It's not lit because we still have sun.
What else?
And the stools,
Mm-hmm.
they're more like benches.
Yeah.
And there's paper.
Tell me about that.
I don't know exactly what they wrote with.
Mm-hmm. What there's
But
paper. Mm-hmm.
It's not a letter. It's writings of my parents' thoughts, what they believe,
Ah.
how they feel, how it's different from what has been taught.
Do you know anything about that?
They believe some of what had been taught,
Mm-hmm.
but they had heard the word of Jesus.
Mm.
They believe much of what he says. And they're trying to find a balance between the two, because this is what they know, what they have believed, and this is how it's changing.
What's changing about it?
There's more. There's only one.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Only one what?
One power.
Ah.
One essence.
Mm-hmm. And that's different?
Because he belongs to all.
Mm.
Not just to the elders, not just to the chief priests. He belongs to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
He has touched everyone. And the priests are trying to say they are the only ones that know.
Ah. That is different. That is different. How do your parents feel about their writing and what their thoughts are changing to?
They feel free,
Mm-hmm.
afraid,
Mm.
called.
Called.
They feel called, that they can't ignore it.
Mm-hmm. What do they feel called about?
To do for others.
Mm.
To not just to tell love to your family,
Mm-hmm.
but to tell and to show love to everyone.
Oh. What do you think about that?
They grappled. They grappled with how they were supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't feel themselves disciples like the apostles.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't see themselves that way. But they felt, they knew. They knew they needed to spread God's word. They believed everything that Jesus said.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
They saw him.
They saw him.
They saw him before he was gone.
How did they do that?
They were there when he was carrying the cross. They were there. They felt his pain.
That must have been very difficult for them. Wow.
They said, that is love. Not only did God give his only son, but that Jesus gave for us. And he carried it. He carried it to his death.
Yeah.
They were there.
How did that affect them?
They wanted to go help him, but the crowd was too much.
Mm-hmm.
And they got lost. They didn't get there. They didn't get to him. They couldn't reach him.
Oh. Mm. So how is their life changed?
They went back.
Tell me
They
about
went
that.
back home.
Mm-hmm.
They went back home to me,
Yes.
and they told me that we're meant to do this. Not because we're special, but it's because it's what we're all supposed to do.
And what are we all supposed to do?
We are all supposed to love each other. We're supposed to help each other carry our burdens. We're supposed to help each other find that kind of love and to give that kind of love, to show that kind of love.
Mm.
And he's looking at me now. He's looking at me now here.
Yes?
This age, this me that I am. And he's telling me, this is the line that you come from. Do not ignore. Do not ignore. Do not run. This is who you are. And then he's telling me he's sorry.
Sorry.
He's sorry that they couldn't be with me anymore when I left.
Oh.
When they left, they didn't know how to reach to me and teach me. And my family, their papers were lost. Somebody burned them.
I see. I wonder why somebody would do that.
I see them yelling. See what happens. See what happens when you help others.
Oh. What would you want to tell those people?
My parents did what they were supposed to do, what we're all supposed to do. Our time here is finite. And if we don't learn our lessons, we keep coming back to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's so much better if we figure it out.
Yes.
Because we help other people's lives be richer.
Mm-hmm.
And my life would be richer.
Of course. Let's leave this scene. We're going to drift forward, floating forward, back to the marketplace, back to this special woman who called you forward. And now we're there. Does this woman acknowledge you now?
Yes.
Yes. And tell me what happens next.
She looks at me, knowing.
Yes.
She's connecting to that knowing. She's waking it up in me.
How does that feel when she does this?
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming. I wonder how she does this, wake up this knowing within you. How does she do this?
She's looking past my soul, past my physical self.
Mm-hmm.
She can see inside of me.
What can she find there?
It's like she's unwrapping.
Mm-hmm. God.
She's opening up. It's like a handkerchief.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
She's not doing it.
Ah.
She's showing me that I'm doing it with God.
How do you do it?
I have to trust Him to uncover it.
I see.
It's my heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's been wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
It's been put away. It's not been allowed to breathe, to beat. As it becomes exposed, it's swelling. It's like it was shriveled.
I see. How did it get to be shriveled?
I put it away.
What caused you to want to put it away?
I couldn't hear anymore.
I see.
I couldn't hear anything. My parents were gone.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't hear God's word anymore.
Oh. What happened to take the ability to hear it?
I was too dependent on my parents. My parents didn't get to teach me how to hear it myself.
And so unwrapping this heart, what does that do?
It frees it to beat. It's slow.
Mm-hmm.
It's slow to come to life. Slow. Yeah. I don't know how many lifetimes.
So as it comes to life, what do you feel?
I still feel guarded.
Mm-hmm.
I feel free.
Not a bit guarded.
I hear Mary tell me, you're not going to learn this lesson quickly.
Ah.
You've held on so tightly. She keeps telling me, you have to let go to hold on. You have to let go to hold on.
What would she like you to let go of?
Pain, anger, resentment, all of that I held against my parents, against my family.
Does she
against God.
Against God. Does she tell you how to let go?
No, she says just let it go. She's showing me my hand.
What about it?
She's opening my fist. She's just running. It's like, let that energy go. Let it go. Let it go.
How does it feel when you do?
I feel so light. It's like I see that shriveled heart, but it's exploded. But it's exploding with, it just keeps doing it. It's like it's beating.
It's like it's beating.
And each time it comes back, it's a little bit bigger. It's more plump, less dry, more full, brighter. It's as if it went from a seed, like the inside of a fruit. It was pitted, and now it's pliable. It's ebbing, and it's no longer exploding, and it's bright. It's beating. Strong.
Strong. How does this change you?
I don't have to be angry anymore.
What else?
I know that all I did was do what I knew how.
Of course.
How to protect me. That God is okay that I was mad at him.
It's natural for a child to be angry about the loss of parents. And God forgives your anger toward him?
Yes. He never held it against me. He always kept trying to reach me.
How did he keep trying to reach you?
Everyone he puts in my path. Everything that he connects to me. Every time he sent Mary Magdalene to me.
Why did he send Mary Magdalene to you?
Because she knew. She experienced what I experienced, and he knew I she was the one that I could trust.
What else?
And that Mary is tied to his mother.
Mm-hmm. I see. How are they tied?
The strength of love.
Yes. So can you tell what is special about Mary Magdalene? That she has this power or this connection? What's special about her?
She didn't hesitate. She believed. She knew right away, without question. And even when her words came out like questions, before they were done, she knew the answer. He spoke to her.
Mm-hmm.
He spoke to her even after he was gone. And even after he ascended. And because he sent her to me because she was also out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
She was never going to be contained.
In what ways was she out of the box?
She was the one that everyone would stone. That didn't understand how she could know. She's a woman in a time where it was men.
I see.
But God says he had to reach people. And though women would listen, if he couldn't turn the men, he was going to lose. We were going to lose. But there is a power of women greater than even we know.
Tell me about that power.
He says some men have it too, but they're not as willing to tap into it because it comes from a nurturing place.
Is this all women who have it?
He says we all have it.
Oh.
That somehow we were divided, that we allowed ourselves to be divided, to establish. We allowed ourselves to be established as Adam and Eve. Our free will.
What happened when we were established as Adam and Eve?
The woman fought.
Why would she fight?
She wanted to be heard.
What happened?
She listened to the wrong thing.
And what effect did that have?
It established the negative energy that we feel, that we're aware of.
I see. So that I can understand, how did that negative energy become established?
Eve ate the fruit.
Mm-hmm.
She listened to the serpent.
Mm-hmm. I see. And that fruit, what did it contain?
Nothing.
Nothing.
It was the choice.
Oh. So she chose differently.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
We all choose.
We do. How do our choices affect us?
They either set us free or they keep us down. And for so long, I kept myself down.
Mm-hmm. How did you do that?
I held tightly. I barricaded my heart.
Yes.
And I listened to the wrong thing.
And what was the wrong thing that you listened to?
I listened to the enemy. He said, you're going to get hurt.
Mm-hmm. And
But every time I got hurt, the sun came up, and I still couldn't trust.
And what would you trust? Or what should you trust?
The voice, the essence of God. Because the voice I was listening to was not inside of me.
Where was it?
It was outside. It was in the periphery, always waiting. Even now. Even now I see him.
Oh, yes?
He's pacing because he knows he can't get in.
Tell me about him.
He's dark. He's humanity.
Ah. I see.
He's humanity at its worst.
And what is the worst of humanity?
Hate. Distrust. Violence. Rage.
What is the best of humanity?
Love.
how did the best and the worst get divided?
Choice, not working together, not hearing each other, not listening.
I see. Why would we want to choose something like that?
Lies.
Lies.
Lies that sound like the truth. Pretty. That's not pretty, but a mask.
And so what should we listen to instead?
Inside.
Inside.
Listen to the heart.
Yes.
God's always there. Sometimes he's knocking to get out.
To get out?
To be heard. Not knocking to get in, because he's already there.
Knocking to get out. How can we let God out?
Open the door. Invite him to sit. He's not going to leave. But I have to go in.
Tell me about that.
Open the door. Go sit with him on the floor. So much light. So much warmth. This is where to live.
How does it feel to sit with him on the floor?
Like I've always been there. He's just been waiting for me to stay.
Well, can you tell me about him?
He's everything. He isn't man, he isn't woman. He is.
So is there a physical body there?
Yes and no.
Tell me more about that.
The physical is for me.
Ah. How is that?
To hang on to. To hold. But the rest of it is, it's energy. It's all colors and no color. It's so bright. And it's not just surrounding me or going through me. It's me. It's one.
How does that feel?
Humbling and powerful. He's telling me Those extremes are like the continuum. To understand that there is we live too much in the in-between.
What does that mean?
In the in-between, we hide. We hide from feelings. We hide from emotion that we don't want to express, whether we're afraid of it. But that through those extremes we learn, or I learn, how to let some of them go, how to feel some of them with the intensity that isn't scary.
What is the purpose of feeling these extremes?
In order to center.
How does that work?
The positive feelings linger and stay and grow. The negative feelings, you let them go so they leave you. But what's left of them grows you.
Okay.
It's also part of what connects us. It's the part that the enemy dislikes. Because God can use it.
Use it how?
To connect us. To reach people. He's telling me that's what I use. How I get people to connect to me. Because I can understand that emotion. And I can use those words that they need to hear.
To what purpose?
To love.
I see. To love. Good.
To love self. And to love others.
Good. To love self, to love others. What else?
That's it. That's it.
That's the whole